Hello learners, today we will discuss about Elizabethan age minor poet. First we have the major poet that known as Edmund Spenser. Now we will move ahead with minor poet. On that we have to first see Thomas Sackville, that was the first one, and his famous work, the only one famous work just because it's a minor poet, so we will see one or two major work. Here, Thomas Sackville's first one is Gorboduc, a play. It's in the first try in English literature for writing on a play. Before that, we will not find any kind of a try that English writer are trying, but it's in English history. It's the first time that someone was writing on a play, so that's why it's very well known in English literature. That play name is Gorboduc, and it's a collaboration of two writers, Thomas Norton and Thomas Sackville. And let's see some of the core idea. The tragedy of Gorboduc, also titled Forex and Porex, is an English play from 1561. It was first performed at the Christmas celebration given by the Inner Temple in 1561 and performed at Whitehall before Queen Elizabeth I on 18th January 1561 by the gentlemen of the Inner Temple. The authors were Thomas Norton and Thomas Sackville, said to be responsible for their first three acts and the final two acts respectively. Means that the first three acts was written by Thomas Norton, and the only two parts are the two acts which are remaining that are written by Thomas Sackville. The first quarter, published by the bookseller William Griffith, was published 22 September 1565. A second authorized quarter, corrected by the author's fellow in 1517, printed by John Day, with the title A Tragedy of Ferex and Porex. The third edition was published in 1590 by Edward Albee. The play is notable for several reasons, as the first verse drama in English to employ a blank verse for its political subject matter, which was still a touchy area in the early years of Elizabethan regime, while the succession to the throne was unclear. For its manner progress for the models of the morality play and the scenes a tragedy in the direction which would be followed by a later playwriter, that is, it can be seen as foreigners of the whole trade that would later produce Tedious, Antichonious, and King Lear. It also provides the first well-documented performance of play in Ireland. Charles Blount, 18th Baron Mountjoy, staged in Dublin Castle in 1601. Let's see some of the brief summary of Gorboduc. The play text summarizes the plot in the argument. Gorboduc, of King of Britain, divided his realm in his lifetime to his sons, Ferex and Porex. The sons fell to decision, the younger killed elder. The mother that more dearly loved the elder one, for the revenge killed the younger. The people, moved with the cruelty of the fact, rose in rebellion and slay both father and mother. The nobility assembled, and the most terribly destroyed the rebel, and afterward forwent to issue of the prince, whereby the succession of from crown become uncertain, they fell to civil war, in which both them and many of their issues were slain, and the land for a long time almost dissolved and miserable wasted. Gorboduc announced his plan to divide his kingdom between his son Ferrex and Porrex. His counselors advised against it, reminding him of conflict that arose between the cousin Morgan and Cunit when Britain was divided between them, which led Morgan's death. Means here the counselor are giving advice. For what kind of advice they giving? They says that in the past, one of the time, two cousins like Morgan and Candide, uh, at that time, that Britain was divided in two parts. At that time, it occurs becoming a reason of Morgan's death, and the same thing will repeat here also. But Gorboduc appreciates their advice but goes ahead with his plan. He thanks for his counselor for an advising, but he not take that much seriously the counselor's advice, and he follow his plan. And after that, what will happen? Let's see. Ferrex is advised by the priest Hermon to take the whole kingdom. Tiander tells Forex that his brother is making plan for war, meaning Forex decided to invent Ferrex realm. Dordan writes to Gorboduc of this. Gorboduc bewails this and is advised to resist a force against them. However, a Nunent, a messenger, then enters, bearing the news of Forex's death. Unfortunately, the history always repeats. Means the Ferex is dead. By whom Forex has made Ferex death. Forex meet his father and justify his action, saying that he was content to rule his kingdom, but that his brother plotted to take his land. However, his mother, Windin, then stabs him dead while he is sleeping in the revenge for Forex. The people rise up in the anger and kill both her and Gorboduc, blaming the king for Porex's death. The noble purpose to act against the rebels. However, the succession is left uncertain, for you, Duke of Albania, planned to gain the throne and began rising in army, while his friends tried to gather support. The noble defeat the rebels, but here that Fergus has raised an army and instant to take the crown. The noble oppose Fergus, thinking of him as a foreign inventor. Aristeas says that Parliament must be decided upon a new king. Abelius bemoans the chaos that has happened to the country and says that Parliament should have been called while the king was alive, but that justice will eventually prevail. So that was the Gorboduc. I hope I am able to explain some of the point of view or the storyline. And now we will see a few other things about Thomas Sackville, and we will move ahead with the other